As somebody who kind of loved Mario Wonder, I was super happy to see LEGO do a specific theme set this summer of probably the most iconic location of the game, Castle Bowser, which is literally Bowser turned into a big Bowser head with Bowser's castle at the top, previously Prince Florian's castle. This is an extremely trippy set because Mario Wonder is one of the weirdest Mario games out there. This was sent to me early to review by LEGO, but I do think this is a fantastic set at $100 with 1,251 pieces. And there's multiple ways to display this, with the purple stand at the bottom where the center part is covered a bit. But once you remove that and put it on a table or other flat surface, you'll see the center castle part pop up more. And that's not the only part that pops up. Rather, if you remove this, it's its own separate flying Bowser. Yeah, in the game, this is like a separate boss to fight at one point. So it kind of makes sense to have this as a removable feature. In many ways, it's so much more swooshable than I thought. And it does have a play feature of its own where you can push this part at the back. Oh my gosh, that just shot at my light. But yeah, you get one of these hard firing missiles. And the swooshing doesn't end there. Because if you noticed earlier, when this center head is lifted up from the stand, you will have these poofs of purple still popping up there using the Monkey Kid piece with a translucent purple design. And it's a smooth but extremely secure connection using that stand. And you can see how much space there is in that hole so that you could fit that whole contraption of the bottom part of the castle. I mean, it's heavy, but yeah, this castle is swooshable just like this. The build for the face has a jaw that you could open and close. Notice how there's some teeth inside there with that lighter green color. The design for the face has these eyebrows right here, which is very important at how these could move because in the game, that Bowser face has eyebrows in a very specific position. It's a very specific expression. So I love that they still captured that. One thing I don't like though is that they didn't capture the swirly eye design. Instead, we just get a 1x1 translucent pink tile. Kind of wish they maybe did a new print or something there to make that more accurate to the game. Another thing that's kind of missing with how they capture this build is that the side horns are not using a translucent green coloring. That is kind of a sore spot. I mean, it doesn't look bad at all, but if you look at the game, it's like, oh, it would have been so nice to get all of those pieces in a translucent green. And as somebody who is kind of hard to please, well, in general, no, but with spherical Lego builds, especially with the more pieces used, I think this is like a lovely spherish build for that base there. Lego did a bang up job. I love the side designs with these parts used, those circular pieces that have a circular jumper inside there connected to a pole. The back tail is a cute little build there that doesn't have any rotation. And you can see how these designs continue to the side. And before we move to the tower section, I just wanted to point out that the stand itself is a really fun build. There's some nice rotation there, so you don't have to fix it in one position. You could rotate that center part. You could hear some creaking. And I like the use of those round pieces, which this really captures that puff of purple smoke from the game. They did a great job. All right, so to get a better look at the tower, again, if you remove it from the stand, it pops up. One more thing to note with that whole feature is how the positioning of those claws change. I like that. And that's thanks to how these are able to move a bit side to side, which is how those are Technic pin connected to the center part at the back. There's just enough space too that you could have the claws sticking out like this, and it will still connect perfectly with this center section. So again, look at that. You could display it like this and then push one of them out. And you could display it like that. I really like how versatile those are. I feel like the word of the day is versatile. Very interesting build. This design actually has a prison in the middle, which the prison door is easy to pull from the front, but if you want to get an even better grip, you could just remove that top part. Now there's some action tile pieces with the front of the prison wall right there. Unfortunately, none of it has updated. And I'm reviewing this early, so I cannot show you whatever the action tile feature is, but I've kind of grown out of the action tile features. They're just not very interesting to me, unless they have new music or something. And there's even another action tile at the front right here. Why does this one look like Freddy Fazbear to me? Regardless, you can put Prince Florian inside there, and poor guy is trapped with a happy face on. And putting that back on. Aw. Why is he so happy? He's supposed to be in pain and despair. I do like the perspective that they have going on here, where in the game, this isn't really to scale, especially with this center part. This is supposed to be like a whole castle at the top. So these are like spires at the top of the castle. But they kind of have this like forced perspective going on here, which I find very interesting, where you have the smaller spires at the front, and when you look at it from afar, it's like, okay, yeah, this could be a whole tower in itself, but then it doubles as you look closer to being this little jail cell. It's clever in my opinion. And I mean, Florian could kind of do a backflip and then just kind of escape from the side right here. Yeah, there's no wall or anything closing the back section, which is funny in my opinion. The design of the walls surrounding this, though, I really like how they have those studs not on top techniques, using those roof brick pieces with some 2x3 tiles just all over. That is a really neat looking build if you ask me. I also like the build for the horns at the side. It's the same base piece they use for Balrog, and they've used it for different themes since I think 2023, like Lego Dreams and such. So this top section already took a brief look at. Again, that's where that missile shoots out. Notice how there's two more action tiles in those hands right there. Again, downside of reviewing it early. No app update. I mean, Lego sent this early to review and they really didn't update the app. Come on. Regardless, the design for the hands right there, those claws, are similar to the ones that we got with like the Bowser's Airship set back in the day. I can't believe I could say that for the Mario theme. Love the black coloring there. Sausage fingers right there. And we do get the translucent green for the tips. It's basically the same build on this side as well. I love how they also use those horn pieces once again, where the one on the right, as with the game, is longer than the one on the left. And it's cool to get that in a green coloring. Then there's an exclusive print where we have this design, and that's on a dish piece. That looks fantastic if you ask me. We only get one, as the one at the back doesn't have any print on it. And yes, the eyebrows move on this top as well, so you could put it in that position where he's doing the DreamWorks face once again. I tried to hold off on saying that earlier. But that's about all I have to cover for Castle Bowser, but it's time to look at the characters of this set, 3 of which are exclusive. So this has a small build for this flower of transportation with Prince Florian. The flower itself uses those circular tile pieces, the 3x3s, in a really clever way. I love how they have the petals captured there. I'm very impressed by that. And this design where Prince Florian's standing on has another action tile that we can't read. And the design of Prince Florian looks fantastic. I love how they captured that caterpillar-esque design. I love the positioning of that little hair, quote unquote, at the top. I know, it's more of like a little petal. That works very well using that half circle tile piece. The face print is an exclusive 2x2 jumper design. That is, again, a print. I'm glad this doesn't have any stickers, unlike the Mario Kart sets, unless you count the action tile factory applied stickers. The back looks great on him, and that little part that is the red design of, like, I don't know, cape? Is that really the right word? And then at the very top, you have his crown with a flower, and it uses a stamp piece to connect there. Fantastic figure. And we get this excellent Wonder Bowser Jr. update. Of course, Bowser Jr. came in the first starter set ever. It's cool to see this variant of Bowser Jr. I love getting that spiky shell piece in a purple coloring. That looks fantastic. Another Fozbear X 2x2. And seeing that body design in that blue looks great with an exclusive 2x3 tile print for the belly, an exclusive 2x4 tile print for that circular oval design with a design of the face mask and a little snout right there, and then an exclusive 1x3 brick for the eye and eyebrow designs. And this is the Fiery Note Piranha, which has a bit of a music note design. You could see at this angle, using that piece that's often used for tails. Lots of translucent pieces in that orange shading for the base there. It doesn't have any cool prints like the last figures, but it didn't need any cool prints. This is a cute build. And don't think that you could chomp this up or down. It's pretty fixed in this position. You can get some movement towards the back, but when you do that, yeah, that tail part pops off. It's also interesting to note that this tail piece uses the Unikitty head for its base. Well, the head base for its base. And the most boring part of the set is the inclusion of Pink Yoshi. I mean, this is like one of the most common Yoshi colors for the Lego Mario line, where we initially got it in the Adventures with Luigi set. We got it in that Peach Hot Air Balloon set. Then we got it in a cheap, like what, $10 to $15 Yoshi's Tree set from just last year. So this isn't a hard to get variant of Yoshi, and it's really just the same design we saw there. But hey, this does have that action tile, which I could actually read. So here you go. And yeah, I mean, I love this set. I can't believe this is probably my favorite Mario set ever. Like, it would be the Wario set. I love the Wario stuff, but again, I don't really care for the King Boo part of that set, even though I warmed up to the cart. The design of this just makes for a fantastic display piece, and it is something I want to see more from Lego Mario, where we're not just getting generic kind of not specific to a game Mario builds, but this is something directly from a Mario game, a building that is so unique to that game. I want to see more like this. Even if, sure, this was a game that sold a lot of copies, it's great to see more specific builds. And again, I love that shift that the Lego Mario theme has had in recent years, where they don't have these disconnected play sets, but rather are making sets that are fantastic to display and also have some play features. You know, I love the versatility in how you want to swoosh this around, or if you want to put this on the shelf, or if you want to remove that top part, and how you could rescue Prince Florian, which is more in line with the older play features of the Mario course building line. I don't have really many problems with this set. The $100 price for the amount of pieces and what's included with the set is pretty fantastic in value. It does feel a little bit light on the amount of figures you get. I mean, it's 4 figures for that $100 price. It's in line with the Mario line, but I don't know why a $100 set would have 4 figures anyways. Like, I just feel like that's a downside with themes like Lego Mario. I mean, Lego Animal Crossing, it's even worse. With all things considered, I'd give this, I can't believe I'm saying this, a 9 out of 10. This is one of my favorite sets of the year. It would make my top 10 favorite sets of the year. I love how this build came out. I love how unique it is. I love the playability of it. I love how it could be displayed, and there's very little problems, even down to its value, in a time where it seems like every Lego set is overpriced. Let me know, am I being too easy on this set? Do you think this set sucks? Am I a shill? Thanks again to Lego for sending this. Subscribe here for more summer 2025 Lego set reviews. We have other themes coming. Seriously, you subscribing, liking, and commenting helps so much when it seems like the algorithm has shadow banned my channel or whatever. I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.